Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Taurus for the month of December. So last month of the year, I do want to start off by saying thank you so much for another amazing year here on the channel. Your support really does mean a lot to me and I really do appreciate it. Likes, comments, shares, subscribes all really do help the channel and are very much appreciated. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. As always, the tarot decks that I use on the channel are linked in the description below this video if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. And let's go ahead and see what we have here. All right. Cool. We'll go ahead and put this right here, and then we'll take a few of these skipper cards. And okay. Energy on the bottom. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So Taurus, Nine of Pentacles, very similar energy to you for whatever reason. I'm feeling like this is very much your energy. This is representing you right now. This person is living a financially independent life, or they are living a life that is free from control from another person. They are really living their own life. And they have been able to do this by growing something for a long time. You can see the bushes behind them. Not only, as you see, they have one hand on the pentacle, not only do the bushes behind them have pentacles, but also fruit, which of course fruit sustains you, right? Fruit is something that gives you life, that sustains you, that keeps you going. Also note that she has one hand free for other activities, right? And so she has one hand that represents her thinking about her money situation or her financial situation. She has another hand here that represents the other side of life, which is health. And the idea with the Nine of Pentacles is that your health is your wealth. And without our health, what else is there? And so the Nine of Pentacles is a very good card. It is a card that I would consider to be holistic in a way, right? And so for some of you here, you're looking at the bigger picture. I think you've also spent some time creating independence for yourself in some respects. I think some of you are doing quite a good job in your work situation based on this reading, if this reading is for you. But there is an interesting transition happening here in the energy. And I do think that for some of you here, it will be important to stay in this idea that your health is your wealth, because there might be a challenge here showing up, and I will talk about this more as we go along. But in the overall situation, we have the Six of Swords. So this person, actually the family here in the boat, they are sailing towards calmer timelines for themselves. They are letting the challenges of the past be a thing of the past, and they are moving towards something new. For you here, some of you are maybe getting a little bit content as well in your life. We have some signs here that maybe things are getting a little bit content, or you're being overly content in your situation. And complacent, actually I think is the word that I'm looking for instead of content. I think I'm looking for the word complacent. Some of you might need a shift here, okay? And this is certainly available to you. There is a shift available, there's a shift possible, but it's going to be up to you. You are steering the boat. Okay, you are steering the boat, you are planting the seeds. Remember, this is about you and your independence at this time. So you're steering the boat, you're planting the seeds, and it's going to be really up to you on whether or not you want to embrace a shift that could be coming for you. Now, at the beginning of the month, you have the Moon, you have the Knight of Swords, and you have the Chariot here. So, the Moon is potentially something that is not as it appears, all right? This could be something that feels off in your life, something that just feels a little bit off, feels a little bit strange. Some of you may have those feelings about a person. Could be an air sign, as you have the Knight of Swords below. It could also be a Cancerian person, as you have the Chariot as well below it. There could be something in your life here at the beginning of the month that feels a little bit off if it's not another person. And some of you may also be fearing something here with the Moon, but also the Knight of Swords, which represents an event that happens very quickly in one's life. In fact, the Knight of Swords is something that happens so quickly that you don't even really have a chance to catch your breath. It's like, it does say that there are some things in life that we cannot prepare for. And so to that point, I will say, why spend the time being afraid? Right? Knowing that there are some things in life that we cannot prepare for, why spend the time here being afraid? That's something that I think is coming in. And I would say maybe some of you are anticipating a challenge or anticipating a struggle or something like this here. It's going to work out because you have the Sun here in the next column. And so I do think that you'll probably end up realizing that there was no need to fear some type of surprise that might come in for you here with the Knight of Swords. I do think that that's something that might end up happening for you. You have the Chariot as well, which the Chariot is all about having inner strength, you know, and it's all about kind of overcoming obstacles and really charging forward with success, so to speak. You do have some cards here that would indicate maybe transportation in some ways, as you have the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, Chariot, Knight of Swords, Six of Swords. All could be some forms of transportation, as you see the person on the Knight of Swords is sort of charging ahead. And more importantly, though, with the Knight of Swords and the Chariot, although this could be around maybe moving, transportation in some ways, travel maybe for some of you, more so this is about action, right? If the Knight of Swords is not about a surprising event or something that happens quickly, Knight of Swords might suggest that you should come up with a game plan or execute on some sort of action or take some sort of important action in your life. The Chariot also says that through self-discipline, that is how you will achieve the major victories in your life, by being a self-disciplined person or by having self-discipline. In the middle of the month, you have the Sun, the Six of Swords, and the Empress. So going back to what I said at the beginning here, which is there is a shift available, but it's going to be up to you. And that kind of syncs up with what I was just saying here about taking action, right? And so with this Six of Swords, think about it this way. The people in the boat, they could have stayed in the Five of Swords energy. The Five of Swords is a challenge, conflict, defeat, struggle. They could have stayed in the Five of Swords energy, but they took action by getting in the boat and by saying, you know what, we're going to let go of that. We're going to let go of what happened in the past year, and we're going to start sailing towards something new. And so for you, the Six of Swords, especially as it is the middle card here, which is an important card in this spread, the Six of Swords represents an important energetic shift or an important shift in your situation, in your energy, so forth and so on. It's up to you, though, about whether or not you want to take this. And I think that what will happen here is that if you do decide to sort of metaphorically get in this boat, you have this Sun card, which is one of the most positive cards, actually the most positive card in the tarot. For me, this is the best card to find. It's the best omen to find in the tarot. And to me, what's on the other side of this energy shift looks very good, but again, you may not see it right now because you have the moon and the Sun. I put those two words together. You have the moon and the Sun. So not only do those cards come one after the other, 18 and 19, but they are opposites, right? They're polar opposites. And I feel like for some of you here, this is all about kind of letting go of the shadow of the moon and embracing the light of the Sun, so to speak. It sounds a little corny, but that is something that I think is showing up here. And this is kind of what I've been trying to kind of encapsulate in this reading, which is it feels like for some of you need to let go of the shadow of the Sun, of the moon, and embrace the light energy of the Sun, which is a much more positive energy, a much more positive timeline. And this looks very good for you. You also have the Empress. The Empress is an extremely good omen in the tarot as well. The Empress represents major abundance in one's life. So with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress here, this is the idea of you being able to plant a seed and see it grow. The Empress can see something in their life grow in a big way because the Empress is the mother archetype, right? The mother can see their children grow to be big, strong humans, successful humans, whatever you want to call it, right? And you can apply that idea to any area of life, specifically money, business, whatever, career. With Nine of Pentacles, Empress, big energy here available for that, especially as you have this shift energy. Now, in the future, or towards the end of the month, you have the Four of Cups, you have the Five of Wands, and you have the High Priestess. Here's the thing. Complacency is the issue, okay? I said this from the beginning of this reading, which is there is something here that you feel a little bit complacent around, or there is something here around complacency that is showing up. We have this Four of Cups. This person is preferring to sit under the tree, right? They could just look up here and take this alternative path or this alternative solution or opportunity here, but they are deciding to sit under the tree. This represents boredom or complacency. It's more about complacency because it seems like things are generally going pretty well for you with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress, and some of you may be getting comfortable, too complacent in your situation. And this could create some sort of internal struggle for you with the Five of Wands showing up here. I'll have to see what comes through to clarify whether or not this Five of Wands involves another person. My suggestion, my suspicion is that it's more about at the internal level than it is with another person here. And I feel like this is more about you being aware that things are becoming complacent for you, or there is some type of stagnancy or something like this here. And for some of you here, you're going to be butting up against this concept of complacency because you seem to be a person who is kind of, what is the term? You are a go-getter. You are somebody who is really wanting to strive for great things in this lifetime. And this idea of complacency, I think, is going to come to a point here in this month. The High Priestess even is something that is not really obvious. Okay, it's something that is ethereal, and it's not something that is physical or necessarily tangible in the physical world, which is the same thing around complacency, right? Complacency is more of working at the inner worlds or the inner levels, right? So you're dealing with something that is not really physical. You're dealing with something that is internal here with the High Priestess, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Cups. The good news is that this is very easily you could very easily work through this situation. And if you decide to embrace this shift here with the Six of Swords, on the other side of this feels like the Sun and the Empress for you, which is very, very good energy in the tarot. So let's go ahead and let's start to clarify here with the Kipper cards. All right. So you have expectation, high honor, main male, and despair. All right. So it is possible here that some of you are dealing with a situation involving another person with the main male, expectation, and despair. Somebody may be placing a high expectation on you. You, alternatively, if my suspicion was right and you're like, no, it's not another person, alternatively, you could be putting placing a high level of expectation on yourself. And this could be something that, is also kind of showing up here in this month for you. High honor, again, this is really what I feel like you are in this reading. Remember, I said at the beginning of this reading, right as I pulled the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom, I feel like this is you, this Nine of Pentacles energy, which is somebody who's successful. The high honor is also a major card of success in the Kipper, rather. And high honor would suggest that people really come to you for advice, for guidance. People respect the work that you do. People respect you maybe in your office or the colleagues around you, or even within your family unit, your friend group. People come to you for advice. People respect what you do. And I get a sense that that is your energy here. And, I think you are somebody who is really looking to achieve. You're a high achievement person. And so I think this idea of complacency is probably pretty terrifying for you, because you're always go, go, go. So let's go ahead and let's start to clarify the situation even more. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Pentacles. All right, Page of Cups is really about, this could be an invitation of love. This could mean that somebody's interested in you romantically, so forth and so on. In the tarot, it could be like the first date type of energy. This can be also, though, an offer in life that makes you truly happy, or that even allows you to connect to your creativity and engage in that type of situation. You have this Queen of Pentacles, which is somebody who's really making practical choices. I see this as you in this reading, okay? I really feel that you are this Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles energy here, and you are somebody who's really dependable, reliable, hardworking, making practical choices in your financial life or in life generally. You have this Four of Pentacles here, which is about structure, stability. It is also about potentially holding on to something at this time. I would say be very careful that you're not like sort of fighting against the current. Make sure that you're not swimming upstream at this time. Make sure you're not fighting the energy shift that might be coming for you. Yeah, you have this Eight of Pentacles. You have the Justice card. And you have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so Nine of Swords with the Empress here, clarifying. This person here is going through a rough time, right? You can see that they're kind of, these shadowy figures here would represent like some type of inner demon or fear that they have, right? And the Nine of Swords is about fear, right? So with the Empress, remember, the Empress is all about growth in tarot, like you really wanting to see something grow in a big way. You, I feel like, are fearful that your situation is not growing fast enough, or there's something here. Remember, this is all about complacency. You wanting to be go, 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 go-getter, achiever, do things, right? Succeed, which is really great. But some of you here are maybe a little bit lost in how fast the growth is happening, right? Some of you wanted to go faster. And I think that this is a major thing here. Know with the Justice card that you are getting the outcome you deserve. And in this case, this is because you work hard and that you've really earned this. The Justice card says, don't worry, the scales are balancing out for you as you take the right steps, as you take the right actions. Again, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, you making the right choices, taking the right steps and actions. Eight of Pentacles, you're dedicated, right? You're dedicated to your talents, your gifts, your abilities, to something. And this is something that really keeps you going. Here we go. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands, and you have the Two of Wands. All right, so the growth that you're looking for is coming, right? The Three of Wands represents growth, expansion, opportunity on the horizon, realizing that the entire ocean is in front of you. Two of Wands says, okay, so this is interesting because the Two of Wands, you do your planning, you do your research, you build on all of that, you do your discovery, and you make a choice. The Three of Wands comes after you've done your planning, your research, your discovery, after you've made your choice. Three of Wands says, okay, now that I have all of that information, all of that, now that I'm armed with all of that information, I'm ready to grow and expand, and I'm ready to see what else is out there. So you're definitely, this is definitely on the horizon for you here. You have the Ace of Pentacles as well, which is interesting because an ace in tarot represents number one. So 1, 2, 3 here in the future. 1, 2, 3, things are happening, right? Things are in the future here. Things are going to just incrementally align for you. And the Ace of Pentacles is seed energy. It's planting a seed and seeing it grow into something big. On the bottom, you have the Nine of Pentacles again. So that's so interesting. Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of both tarot decks. This is absolutely your energy. This is an incredible reading. Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.